top lane.
Hey, Nautilus's jungle clear was buffed at some point, which didn't really impact anything.
There we go.
Remember Nautilus jungle?
I remember Leona jungle, man. Like, don't worry, I remember all of it. I remember Lulu jungle. Thankfully, we had Spirit here in the LCK that taught you that literally every champion is a jungler.
This I would love. Think that kind of fixes the only issue that you might have with this T1 composition, and then your only risk becomes getting bullied a little bit too much early.
Okay time in the early stages. I got the hiccups just a little bit, so you'll have to bear with me there. No problem. Those things. Okay, so there's another drink. On my way towards Fakey again. Okay. Oh, man. See, it does work out quite well. You know, you get yourself some of your own rockets, and things are great, as Closer does, of course, have the Kingslayer available. It's a good hook from Carrier, though, so he decides to go in. Flash comes out, Ignite is there, and it's ticking onto Carrier as well. Has to flash to escape the final rocket there. Clear out that mid wave. So mid-control, package acquired, fresh shop for the Gragas. As Fake, okay, gonna get hooked. Wow, that was some range and some hitbox from the dredge line. As now we're gonna go for a 50-50. Ona locks it down, as now Zeus is in trouble, running away from this one. Super Mega Death Rocket comes down as Dove is just going to get that needle work through, and Ona comes down. Oh, not able to get the eye. Unfortunate. Liv Sandbox actually, as that happened, beginning of the game, Liv Sandbox need this for their composition to remain in control.
And the key thing here, of course, is that yes, Faker survives. Yeah, that's Nautilus right there. Faker survives, but one of the key things that makes them, I think, opt into the fight here is that they have a Corki with package, right? That is an incredibly strong tool that you can use.
He will be able to heal himself back up again, as we've got a bit of a lane swap,
And I don't know if Liv Sandbox is really ready for this. Kyle is on the top half of the map, and it might have some suggestion.
Oh, the hook barely going to miss. And by barely, I mean actually quite a decent miss, but that's the playback, and Dove is still dead. Gumayusi throws out the Super Mega Death.
I don't think he really can, even with Kyle on his way. And this happened last time as well, right? T1 is just so relentless in playing for plates, and Liv Sandbox is not responding well.
This is the problem, and you saw there towards the bottom side, right? Zeus was really struggling.
Maintain a tight grip, a lot of control of the entirety of the map. As Dove sees and says, oh no.
There's a lot of red silhouettes there in the brush. And he's like, no. It'd be frustrating if he gets like interrupted out of a Valkyrie with a pillar, and he's like, curses. As Kale, that was not the dredge line you wanted to take. It's great body slam as the CC is just everywhere. Super Mega Death Rocket might have been overkill, but it's still going to get the kill as Croco with the subjugate there as the package. This one was used offensively, and Ona picks that one up as he's transforming into absolutely everyone. That's a pillar that will guarantee the zap, but I have a feeling that Liv Sandbox might be okay underneath this turret, but the turret may not be as much.
And 15 seconds till the Chemtech Drake. T1 can pick that one up.
Oh, dear.
More control here. I don't think you need to go for this T1. It's okay.
Look at these rockets from over the side. Faker, unanswerable. Second Drake to go over to T1. Start stacking these ones up. You're going to be feeling pretty good as, Kale did not want to be taking that one. A little bit of counter synergy between himself and his jungler.
Hasn't been the first time that we've seen that, unfortunately, as this was just beautiful package there. Especially after the flashes to come through, right? Still knocking laps on Faker, thinking that he might be a weak spot, but instead he teleports towards the mid lane where the rest of his team is standing ready with a wave, and they just get a free turret, and this has been happening.
Crescendum there as well. The team fight tools are available, but now T1 walking on in. Dredgeline going to connect. The depth charge as well. They're trying to focus down the Gragas, and they will get him as these rockets from Closer are doing a lot of work, and T1 going to have to back away and give over the Chemtech Drake to Liv Sandbox. A great play from them.
If they can find a single target, they go through very quickly. I think Zeus maybe feeling a little false, safe sense of security considering how tanky he is, but for Gwen, that's not a lot.
Oh no, Ice caught out of position. Good dredge line there though from Kale to try and stop him from going down as Croco. He's not going to be so lucky. Closer turns up again a little bit too late, but he left his team for the Wolves. And the Wolves have consumed them. Kale now trying to flash his way out. Titan's Wrath kept him alive for a little bit longer, but now Gumayusi is excited, and why wouldn't he be, as he's picking up so many of these kills. The Moonlight Vigil goes absolutely wide, and in the end, it's an ace for T1.
Don't ask me how they did it, Atlas, but this is vintage T1 right there. Looking like they lose a fight on mid, baiting in your opponent, and then looking like they might just end right here, right now.
Yep, they certainly could. And 404 Jinx was not found by Liv Sandbox in that team fight, I think is what that scoreline is telling us. These Nexus turrets not long for the world, and from what looked like, Liv Sandbox making a decent play, finding themselves a skirmish, has ended up with a dead Nexus. And first, it's going to be a dead Crocker just for a little while longer, and Kale is also going to suffer the same fate, but the Nexus is not going to survive, and T1 will do it in just over 25 minutes.
Can't even fault Sandbox for that one. This is just the sheer class of T1. Yeah, they needed a warm-up game, you know. There were some moments that weren't perfect, but this team showing here. I mean, there was also, like, it was basically just fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's our top three. That's
I know,
that is literally our top three, okay?
I know.
And sometimes you just have to look at how the game's going.
Okay.
And nominate the top three. And yes, I do believe that Dalman are going to come back. If they're going to, do you know who they're going to have to go through? T1 position, and then it's pretty much done from here. We get to listen to T1 as they get this work done. Gumayushi definitely excited in this.
사일 노플 사일 노플
T1 가려도 돼.
야
끝나나? 일단 미드.
끝난다
끝내보자. 잠깐. 할만해. 클론들밖에 안 나와.
이게 끝나?
I think Guma was
끝나면
actually
그래,
really
그래.
good
할만할 것
after
같아.
슈렐 있어서 끝날만해.
캐릭 구려 상대.
Pay more attention.
이거 타워 포커싱만 잘해봐, 쌍둥이.
썸타 잘해봐.
나오는 애들 트런들 노틸.
왼쪽 거부터 시작.
Have a full
왼쪽
wave.
왼쪽
Nothing stopping you there.
슈렐 켜줄게,
Everyone
슈렐
dead
켜줄게.
as well.
왼쪽.
Only one
Yep.
coming
좋아,
back
좋아요.
is a Trundle.
무엔.
He's not gonna do it. No.
타워만 쳐, 타워만.
타워만 안 쳐도 돼. 그냥
Another
보자
decent
보자.
game.
뭐냐
This time
이거
on the
게임
Grags,
이상해
not as-
풀었어.
잡아도 돼.
잡았어?
타워 시 줘.
이게 뭐누?
잡아라
어시 키야.
내꺼
어시 줘. 어시 줘.
될거 같은데?
They really want to
Yeah.
get
너무 좋다. 저거.
And not exactly overly celebratory towards the end there, but definitely getting a lot of work done. And Faker as well this time having a much better time on the Corki, getting the damage down, but Zeus as well, I mean, he just gets damage out of any champion that he plays. Really nicely done.
Two, I think there were only two options in this one. Yeah, it will be Gumayusi who picks it up.
I think Gumayusi and Faker were the options here. Gumayusi having a lot of great stats, obviously having the perfect case. Me and Chronicler.
No, I think that's Teddy over on the Chinese broadcast.
Oh, that's a China broadcast, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I was pushing you a little bit to keep your Faker vote. I thought he had some really nice engaged setups with the packages.